Welcome back to episode 2 of the Sandyton build series. If you are just joining us, or even if you're coming back, I have finally figured out just exactly how many schematics that we need to do for a Minecolonies style, and we will be building 46 different buildings. If you multiply that times 5, excluding the tavern, you just end up with a crap ton of buildings that I have to build, and we are going to show them all to you here on this channel. As you can see, we have our Sandyton builder in front of us. Let's go ahead and jump to our time-lapse video of that build with the materials, and we'll be back in a minute. As you can see, we've got our level 5 builder here. Let's just do a quick spin around the exterior. We've got our acacia buttons and our acacia slabs there for continuity with the style. We've got our smooth sandstone walls, just a little bit of exterior decoration, a nice porch. If we go inside here, we have no doors, and there's a reason for that. As you can see, we've got some nice decoration inside, mostly storage oriented. We've got a couple of tools that are hanging out here, but what's most important here are these racks. Now, let me grab a block real quick. These racks are our storage feature for Minecolonies. As you can see, they've got a nice immersive feature there that when you put something in them, you get some decoration. Now, the reason that these racks are important is because the builder will actually run inside, interact with the rack to pull out whatever material it is they need in order to build the building. The other thing that's great is that colonists actually take quite a while to open and close doors. Without doors, the builder can run in and out quickly, grab what they need, get back to work. It's just a bit of a streamlined feature. Obviously, it's a bit less secure, but I assume by the level that the builder loses doors and becomes open, you have secured your colony, or at least I hope you have. If not, well, you just kind of get whatever's coming. Let's go ahead and jump over and we'll take a quick look at the leveling of the builder. And here we are at the level 1 builder. You can see that it is very plain, very simple. It is the level 1 building. Our progression rules or guidelines generally mean that this should be simple, basic wood materials. Sandstone is not hard to get in the desert, so we've got sandstone walls. The one thing that's going to add a little bit of difficulty here is our rack, as that will require some iron in order to build, but that's it for level 1. Moving on to level 2, you can see that it doesn't change very much on the exterior, except that it gets a little better. We get our buttons now, and buttons are kind of insanely expensive for what they are, but they're not hard to make or craft. You can see that we get some more storage. Now we want to provide our builder with more storage as they level up, because each building should, in theory, be getting more difficult to build, require more materials. You can see that we've got a scaffold and barrel. We've added the compost barrel from Minecolonies as a decoration here, a lantern. So the builder is going to have to store all of these materials. Granted, there's not very many in this style because it's a small footprint style, but the builder will have to store all of those materials in order to build what they're building. And moving on to level 3, you can see that we've opened up the builder. I hope you have secured your colony by now. If not, well, I already covered that point anyway. And we gain another rack, a little bit more decoration. Just gets a little bit nicer, a little easier for the builder to get in and out of the building, and I'm not sure there's much else to say about level 3. Level 4, again, each progression gets a little better. A little more decorative. He gets a work table, we get another rack, a couple more barrels, And that's about it for level 4. Not much changes on the exterior other than we start to get some of those acacia and oak leaf overgrowth over the building. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep those by the time the style is released, just because I'm concerned that if all of the buildings do this, and you can see that I did that over there on the residence also, but if they're all overgrown, then it's just going to kind of look wonky. I would like the desert city to be green and lively, but not overgrown. You can see here that we're right back to where we started at, and that pretty much covers the builder. Now I'd like to take just a minute to kind of talk about some Minecolonies progression as we level up. So I've kind of covered the fact that we start off with wood and then we move on to stone. By level 3, in a typical or an official style pack like Caledonia or Pagoda, both of which I authored, I guess could be one way to say it, you would have to find some nether blocks. So whether that's netherrack or any other quartz, anything that comes out of the nether, we might require a little bit of that to enforce that exploration aspect. You could see that in level 2 I had put a scaffold, so you're gonna have to go find some bamboo in order to get your builder up to level 2. And again, level 4 we generally include some sort of ocean monument block, whether that's prismarine or something of the type, maybe a ocean lantern or sea lantern, just to enforce that exploration. At level 5 we generally you just end up in the end dimension, and so we may require some of those blocks. Now Sandyton and Littleton, neither of these are going to require any of that. You're just going to see what you get. Obviously the town hall is going to require a lot of lapis, though that's really not that hard to do. You just have to go mine it. One other tip or a little bit of advice that I've got is, and this generally comes up pretty often with anybody on the Discord channel, they want to know when they build their own style, do you start at level 1 and consecutively build up to level 5, or do you start at level 5 and then build back down to level 1? Now my answer is always start at level 5 and work backwards, because it's much easier to have an idea in your head and flesh it out as far as the greatest or the most decorative extent that that building is going to be, and then it's a simple process of reducing it down each level until you get to the most basic form. I just find that much easier to do than to go the other way, which is to start from here and then do an additive process to kind of come up with something that's more decorative. That's just far more difficult. When I first started building styles, I tried working that way. It just didn't work. The builds were horrendous, just horrendous. So yeah, there's a little bit of hints and tips or tricks for you. Alright, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave those comments down below. Any feedback, anything you would like to see in these videos. If you'd like more tips or explanations of how Minecolonies works, how I build things, or how I generally work. If you're interested in kind of longer play videos of me fumbling my way into managing to flop a bunch of blocks together that end up looking like this, I can do that for you. That's just a matter of recording it. And my goal is to release a video every Saturday and Sunday. I'm hoping to do 2 videos a week. Since we have 46 buildings to go through, that basically means that it's still going to take 23 weeks to get through an entire Minecolonies styles build series. I'm looking forward to doing that. I hope you are too, and we will see you in the next video.